Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Mana TV International and TV5. I am your host cum producer for the show It's My Story, and my name is Jyotsna Sharma. Well, as you have mostly seen me in the studio when I cover special stories of some extraordinary people, today I thought of giving a little change to my plan. The plan of covering the story of extraordinary people who are working tirelessly for the community. For that reason, today, I have come to North Jersey. This is Helden, New Jersey, where I am going to cover a very, very special story of a very special couple. A couple who is dedicated towards the good of the community at large, and a couple who is working as an organization by the name BHATT Foundation. This couple is making changes, positive changes in the lives of millions of people worldwide, ranging from the countries or the continents like Africa, Central America, and Asia. This couple has devoted many, many hours and a lot of money towards the good of the people by providing great healthcare innovation as well as education to the people who are underprivileged in these continents like Central America, Asia, and Africa. This beautiful couple is young and inspiring, is enterprising, is innovative, is highly qualified, and still is very humble and modest. This couple speaks about the goodness of life, speaks about the fact that there are wonderful people in this world even now. Yes, we know selflessness is rare, and this couple, gives a right kind of example of that selfless nature, a philanthropic attitude. When we speak about them, yes, my couple, if I have to introduce individually, that would be first the women power. That the name is Mrs. Kim Bhatt. She is the president of the BHATT Foundation, a woman who comes with intellect, who comes with a lot of passion for doing good to others, a woman who herself is trying to make changes in the lives of millions of women. The other guest, her husband, her spouse, is Mr. Hitesh Bhatt. He is the founder of the BHATT Foundation, and he is a man of great charisma. Yes, charisma, I would call it like that, because he carries a very, very positive vibe, and wherever he walks around, he carries that positivity to bring changes in the life of millions of people. Their story is interesting, and when we have come to their office here in North Helden, I will take you to each corner of this office to show some interesting facts, and interesting stories would be shared that are related to those things that I'll showcase, today. So I don't want to take much time. Let me take you to our special guest, special couple whose story we are going to cover, and this story will definitely inspire you. My whole target is to inspire and motivate my audience, my people, so that we make this world a beautiful place. Let's come with us. We have Mr. Hitesh Bhatt here, who's the founder of BHATT Foundation, and towards his right is Mrs. Kim Bhatt. She is the president of BHATT Foundation, and then we have towards his left, Victoria Rose. She is the executive director of BHATT Foundation. A little background of Mr. Bhatt, and then we'll go to Kim and explore her background as well. So, Mr. Bhatt, about you. Your background a little bit, right from your childhood, if you have to trace it back,
I was born in Badran, Gujarat, long time ago, and we came in the early 80s, and we had a great opportunity in this beautiful country to grow educations, innovations back then. Graduated from Saddlebrook High School, went to UMDNJ, Rutgers, and Hackensack Medical Center was an integral part of my growth and development as I become a radiology. And then they gave me opportunity to become technologies, innovations to create GPO, group purchasing organizations. And we made mega progress in innovation in technology when technology was evolving, goes way back when America Online, Prodigy, so on and so forth. So I was always fascinated about working with the technology.
Well, that's excellent. You have done so much and all related particularly to the technology and doing the good from that perspective is very interesting. I want to explore further, and I see that BHATT Foundation, the quote that you use is improving global healthcare and education through innovation. And then you are serving regions like Asia, Central America, and Africa. Can you please throw some light about this relation of technology and global healthcare, how you are working out for the people there, and who are those people, the target audience, where you are trying to bring some changes?
So I really had an opportunity to work with Hackensack Meridian Health now, but back then it's called Hackensack UMC. And my humble boss, Dr. Shafiq Rob, taught me how innovations, how technology, this gentleman who made me who I am today.
But the stories are accumulated here. If you look at these bundle of files, throw some light at least on some of the files here which are here. I would be really lucky to know what other good things you do.
This is our pride of the work, and work shows it's like what's in the pudding, right?
Right.
So you can see this. Those are binders. We divide into four continents: North America, Southeast Africa, North Africa, Central America, and South Central America.
Wow.
Anything, if you can pass me that binder.
Sure.
Anything we donate, anything we always try to get each president's country signature. Here's our humble Chief Minister Gujarat, Vijay Rupani, signed this. And Deputy CM signed this. And each country, doesn't matter if it's India or Zambia or Zimbabwe, we do all our donations, in-kind donations, has to be approved by the state, federal, government agency, doesn't matter what country it is, and the school has to acknowledge that, and they have to register our donations. And that includes the technology, computers, servers, medical devices. Everything has to be in the writing. Nothing cannot be under the table or over the table, or we cannot just deliver unless they provide their federal tax ID or they provide their good cause. That's what we do.
Perfect.
And
Nice.
and other things we have here, we partner while we going in other countries. We learned that it's so expensive to purchase medicine for them.
Right.
And the money is such a low, so we partner with LifeCorp in Gujarat, India, and it's a WHO Make in India programs, the GMP, ISO certified, and BHATT foundations, and they all provide 170 countries, almost like $1 a penny, all the antibiotic to the medicines that poor people need.
Oh my God! Only $1 and
penny.
75 cents. Oh,
75, just penny.
oh, just a penny.
Instead of they spending $1 to buy medicine somewhere else, this manufacturer, we reach out to them, and GMP certified manufacturer in India said, please help the poor country. And they are everywhere. Even they are the largest suppliers in Afghanistan.
Wow.
And we are so humble and thankful to them that they are not in the profit business, but they want to help the poorest people.
Excellent. Very, very interesting indeed. Well, Mr. Bhatt has taken the technology from the 5-star setting of these hospitals in America, the United States of America, to the people who are underprivileged, who are economically weak, who can't afford basic health care. And Mr. Bhatt is talking about integrating the technology and the global healthcare for such people who are still looking up to feed themselves with the basic necessities. And that becomes very interesting for me, Mr. Bhatt, to understand and know how this transition happened actually. I mean, it's like a dream to me right now when you're trying to relate those masses who are underprivileged, and you're talking about high-end technology, and taking it there and improvising their lives. What at the ground level you work that they get a benefit from this kind of technology that you're using, and that went from these American hospitals or the technology areas to those places, Yeah.
Just not working in a hospital environment for almost 20 years and more than 10 years, doing a lot of other things, you learn and you innovate, you create, you think that this will be, workflow should be this way.
Right.
So for example, working in the mouse, and I see, and no matter where you go, you see the mouse, keyboard, it's all dirty.
Right.
So then I had an opportunity to work with the manufacturer. It prevents infections.
Oh.
So here's an antimicrobial mouse that we give it to everyone, every employees, and this has a silver coating in it. The hospital, Hackensack, BHATT, CCS back then, and our Richard, we all designed this and we worked numerously, night and days, and came up with this mouse that kills the bacteria.
So basically, I'll put my palm on it and the bacteria will die?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
In 30 seconds.
And that's what is going to these European, all the countries in the world, right?
Absolutely. And this is all the normal bacteria people, like how they wash their hand. And now we have some guidelines. People are assume that now they're getting trained that, hey, you should wash hand at least 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Right.
Back then, it was just like people just tap in and just walked away. But those are the human things, like, people running. Then, second thing, I had opportunity to work on innovation. How can you use the same technology to prevent the infections on a cell phone? We all use cell phone 24/7.
Right.
So then manufacturer in Israeli reach out to me and say, hey, can you come up with the ideas? What can we do? How can we design innovations so the bacteria can get killed? And I told the manufacturers, like, look, you have to give some incentives to the user.
Right.
So otherwise, they're just not going to do this because people are just going to buy their own liking case, what you
Right.
type of thing. So we come up with a design that it's left channels, right channels, and the middle channels, and it increased to 250% volumes on a phone.
Oh.
It's just mind-boggling.
Oh, it amplifies the volume of the phone?
Amplifies the volume 250%.
Interesting.
It's unbelievable. But in the underlining is that it kills the bacteria while they're holding the phone on your hand.
There you go with the healthcare,
Exactly.
focus. Nice.
Then I had opportunity to go to Central America, and Central America is the biggest problem is the power. The
Right.
power doesn't exist.
Right.
So then they work on a cell phone flashlights and what have you. So then I reach out to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer came out with a very high-end aluminum grade LED light that the police officer, instead of shooting the drunk drivers or people running around, they can blind them. They don't have to shoot them. But a really, really amazing way to use the technology to get what they're looking for.
Oh my God, are you saying this light will make somebody go blind for a few seconds?
Absolutely.
And they'll be able to nab the criminals?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, interesting.
They used to shoot them in the leg. Now they don't have to shoot them. They just blind them. They just spot them, and they're looking for illegal activities.
Right.
And they just bite them. It's just amazing. Some of the flashlight is so big, it's just mind-boggling. So it helped them as like a baton type of thing.
Right.
Then we came up with this. It's a third world countries like in the poorest country, the kilowatt costs $2.50 to 55 cents per kilowatt.
Right.
And this is the flash lanterns. The Costco is very kind and humble enough to give us a BHATT foundation, which we purchased.
Right.
Nothing's free. Our foundation is totally private. We don't take public donation.
So you don't take any donation
We
from
do not
anyone?
take public
So is it all your funded money?
This is 100% funded by me and Kim BHATT.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
We're totally
Amazing.
close.
Amazing.
That's
I mean,
why.
non-profits usually take money from people.
No, we're not taking any funding.
Yeah.
yet. We
Wow.
allocate
This is
100%.
amazing.
So this is the thing we provided in almost like we deploy almost 5,000 of them, and then we're heading to April 15.
So where did you deploy them?
So in Central America, pretty much.
Central
where they
America.
need it,
Okay.
Where they need it, and it does
Right.
provide cell power charging. The battery lasts. It's a high performance battery, and it works much better for them to study at night for the students.
Very nice.
And it's a very beautiful product. We worked on it.
And I see the Zika prevention kit.
So Zika.
What is this?
Zika back then, as you all know, the Zika was started from the Central America, and when baby borns, the heads are smaller.
Right,
and then
right,
we
right.
wanted to work with the authority and CDCs, and I don't know if you know it, but Hackensack Medical Center back then, Hackensack Meridian now, delivered the first Zika baby in state of actually North America.
Oh.
And that's how they learned with the CDC
Right.
what needs to be prevented. So we have New York State, New Jersey, us, BHATT Foundations, our board members, everyone work with them to create this kit that we provide in Central America to prevent, how to have a protective sex, how to have pretty much how to prevent Zika, pretty much, that they cannot afford to do that. So we provide them free kits totally.
This is amazing, amazing. I mean, from, as I said, from the 5-star setting of hospitals to the ground, to the actual ground. And what is this zebra thing I see here? What's that thing?
Zebra, my boss, Dr. Shafiq Rob, had a humble opportunity to sit on that board in this office.
Right.
Zebra CEO, CTOs, technology. We were trying to figure out what is the best way to come up with the design that physician can use instead of carrying the tablets and iPads and mobile phone. So we came up with this design. Of course, I mean, they have their own R&D, their own IP.
Right.
We just give input. We have physicians' opinions, and this is IP65 rated. Zebra has one of the state-of-the-art. The mobile device works with Epic Rover, and it has everything: paging system, cell phones. You can drop the on a floor, nothing gonna crack. It floats in the water, doesn't grow the bacteria because antibacterials, and also it reads a wristband. So if you have wristband with the barcodes, so you have PHI, you're protecting patients.
Right.
So you can scan it and you get the entire information right here. And this is what I wanted to do, and this is my dream, and this is what technology I want to take it to India. Right now, India is the biggest transformations occurring.
Right.
And people now learning that PHI's privacy, security is more important than to say, oh, take my medical records, go get the script. We try to educate that, and I hope this technology will
bring revolution for sure.
Right. I mean, it's cameras, it's got the real feed, and the goal is everything has to go in electronics medical records to make the life easier for the doctors.
Look at that. This is a mini encyclopedia you carry from the doctor's pocket.
Can we have a humble opportunity working for PDI company, and this particular product, we were so amazingly, we learned in Chicago while I was working at the Rush University, going back and forth, and the humble Dr. David Ansel asked me to say, hey, what can we do with the homeless center? They have to wait 24 hours for the bed to clear. So we had opportunity to go to that gala, and then we visited a homeless center in Chicago, outreach program, and I was like, oh, wow, why you have to wait so long for the bed to clear up? Well, they have to clean it, they have to sanitize it. It takes more than 24 hours. It's like, that's ridiculous. And Kim, humble enough, her CEOs, donated thousands of dollars in equipment to buy, which is we end up purchasing, and we donating to them. So this actually wipes and it kills every virus as you can think of it in 30 seconds.
So you'll simply wipe off that area and then everything will be...
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Isn't it amazing?
Weird.
So now the bed is available for because normally in homeless center, and I learned pretty hard, but they told me that when you're allowed to stay only 24 hours, and then the next person gets the same bed.
Right.
So now you have to, if you need additional nights, you have to stand in the queue, and then you have to just that. That's how they rotate.
So they need to clean it up, and that's where it comes handy. In 30 seconds, the work would be done.
Absolutely. So this is what we are planning. We are doing it. While we're doing this, Morgan Stanley invited me a couple months ago, and talk about it. Their innovation, more like a Shark's type of
Shark
program. Shark Tank, similar to the program. And I had an opportunity to meet this amazing young lady, and she created this program. This is so fascinating that I was just blown away. So here's this is the technology. And working with the Silicon Valley, work with the Microsoft, work with every manufacturer you can think of, Palo Alto, Cisco, EMC, pretty much Semantics, Microsoft. And if you look at it, there was a 10-to-1 ratio, pretty much statistics, the girls programming side. You have 9 kids, 9 boys versus 1 ratio. And then I see opportunity. I'm thinking like, wait a minute, why not we have equality? How about we have 5 girls versus 5 boys, or maybe more or less.
Coding, right?
Coding.
Software programming and all, right?
Then I partner with them and we talk about it, like how can we take it to the international, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Uganda, India, Andaman, Nicobar, which is Kim and I, we had opportunity to just come back a couple of weeks ago.
Interesting.
And this particular applications, we're going to provide the free iPad or Android tablets, Samsung tablets, and it works with either.
So what does the doll do here exactly? It's a very beautiful doll.
Isn't it awesome? This is amazing. Great question. So this applications, if you are 5+, the application, your goal is to simple to program. It give you programming language. Like how do you move Vespa scooter left to the right to the left, and you move up. It's sort of like a game.
Oh my God! So you are meaning to say a 5-year-old child would be able to maneuver that Vespa scooter, prototype through the coding.
Absolutely.
Oh my God! They would be able to code at 5+ years.
Absolutely.
Oh my God! This is just awesome.
Don't underestimate young kids.
I mean, you are giving the services to the underprivileged people, but I tell you, this is going to be a revolution in America as well.
This will. It's out there. Girl can code out there.
Right.
So they do an amazing job. This particular is a Bluetooth driven, and it works beautifully. And when you do one level coding, then it takes you to second level. It gets harder and harder and harder.
Oh my God!
Isn't it amazing?
It is so interesting. I feel like taking it away with me.
Isn't it a beautiful device?
My.
I mean, like it's almost like a Barbie doll's driving scooter, Vespa left and right, and then you just make a circle.
I mean, I was wondering. I just thought, okay, there's a doll here with a scooty. Probably the kids would enjoy.
Right.
But the technology that you've put in there is just amazing. I couldn't even think of what you exactly did. That's so interesting.
We work with the manufacturer. Remember, we have a couple of IPs, patents. We don't own anything. We don't do R&Ds here. We innovate. We put together. We connect the dot. What works in the healthcare? How can we have a healthcare technology? What your technology can work for the physicians, or all the way down to the nurses, to all the way down to the purchasing.
So to be more precise, you are trying to help the innovation and patenting for people who are doing all these things, people who are producing or manufacturing these products.
Absolutely.
So you are the leaders where you are taking lead in innovating.
Absolutely.
What they want, they're thinking about, you're actualizing it.
So we partner with to the manufacturing, and then we partner with the hospitals, connect the dot, and what can they do to improve the workflow?
And who owns the intellectual property rights for this? The manufacturer. But you bring the IP rights to them?
We educate them, but return what we ask manufacturer to do instead of we getting consulting fee or we make money, we ask them, say, hey, we're not interested in money, we're interested in our intellectual property right. Would you kindly donate to the following countries? Would you kindly donate to the countries that they cannot afford?
Thank you so much, Mr. Bhatt. Well, my dear viewers, oh my God, I'm just amazed by the quality and the nature of work Mr. Bhatt has done. To begin with, his technology and his technical terms were going over my head for once. But then when he related his work to the ground, to the real people in need, to actual people who are underprivileged, who are in the countries which need this kind of support, I was so damn impressed. I mean, this is what technology, a global innovation in healthcare or education is I could see the real example in this form. And I must tell you, this is just one part, because it was only Mr. Hitesh Bhatt, the founder of the Bhatt Foundation. But I tell you, there is always a woman behind a successful man. Yes, I'm talking about Mrs. Kim Bhatt, the president of the Bhatt Foundation. A lady who carries a smile and a charisma, a lady who's so positive and dedicated towards this cause, despite being a beautiful mom of beautiful daughters. You have daughters only, right? Two All right. So beautiful daughters, 2 daughters, and of course, a wonderful husband with so much of energy. I really am wondering right now how she would be managing everything. So let's explore Kim Bhatt's story here, the president of Bhatt Foundation. Kimji, I am very, very impressed with the entire work Mr. Bhatt is doing. And I know you are that pillar behind who's doing altogether major work, taking care of the home front, taking care of the profession, that you are in, and I would like to know everything about you in detail first. Detail in the sense where you grew up in your childhood, your parents' little inspiration that you carried from there, and then how you met Mr. Bhatt, and then your involvement with the Bhatt Foundation and whatever you're doing.
Thank you, Josna, for asking me and giving me opportunity to explain me about how this journey began. I started, I born in India, grew up in India. I got my all education in India. My journey started from small village, of one of the small village in Gujarat, the Daban, where I started my elementary school, middle school, almost high school, and I went to the little city in India for my high school and my graduation. As growing up there, I had seen possible poverty, all the different girls, like different women, what they are doing there, how compressed they are. They wanted to grow, and they're not getting enough opportunity. So since growing up, I had in my mind that I would like to help those who are in need. So I think it is built in me that I always wanted to help. I met a wonderful man of my life, Hitesh BHATT, who made my dream come true. When our journey began, after our marriage, when I came to this country, I was going to college. My husband was also going to college. We had absolutely not $0. I would say we were in negative.
Oh my God.
That's where we have started our journey. That at one point, we had to think that how I'm going to pay my apartment rent. That's where our journey started. But if you have an objective in your life, and if you wanted to do whatever you want to do, I don't think there is a superpower, which I believe that whatever you wish, that dream comes true. And having in my mind as I growing up to help all these women and girls, my husband had the same objective, and that's it. We begin our journey from there, having that objective in our mind that no matter what happens, we made a project plan, and it took a couple years until we become little bit financially dependent. And meanwhile, we all have our goals and objectives in our life. We have two beautiful daughters, and got a little bit busy with them, but we still did not forget our objective. We still back in our mind continue have that thoughts that what we wanted to do in our life. Our journey started from there. Our daughters here are in older daughter is going to medical school, younger daughter is ready to go for college, and now we feel like we have a time to do what we really wanted to do. But it's not we are starting here. We already started years back. And being a BHATT Foundation, it took a birth of BHATT Foundation by having all those roots we planted years back. And now I feel like that the tree started growing. And my husband is handling all this healthcare side while I'm handling all this education side. And now since I am trying to help those girls who are in need, so you started looking into that and you realize that the world is modernizing and everything, but there is another class there who really needs help. And we just become a partner with, I won't say partner, but like we work with another organization in India who already has an established organization. We work with them. We work with in Surat, Vyara. There is a Kusum Jayesh Bulka Bhavan. Dr. Jayesh Shah has started this school. We supporting the school. We just like started supporting the college. I am very proudly to say that I am becoming a member of that association to support I talk about India, and let me take you this journey to the South Central America. We work with a lot of students in South Central America, especially in Honduras, like 3 islands specifically. We work with our Rotan, Guanaja, Utila, and I have seen those students that average education in those part of the world is 4th grade. So how to empower those students, at that point, we try to help what are their basic needs there, what they need in order to go to the school, what they require. So we try to support, maybe their parents need some support, the schools need support, maybe their teachers maybe not getting enough salary, or so we try to figure it out, that what do they need, what are their requirements. We analyze that. We also work with on the mainland with already established school where there are about over 300 students there. Those children are neglected children. Those children are from teenager mothers, teenager girls like 13 years old, 14 years old, 16 years old, who are themselves girls and they are mothers. They cannot take care of themselves. Those children, we are supporting those schools for their residency, their basic requirement, their clothing, their food, and their education. So I am so glad and honored to support those children where I can make a difference, little bit difference in their lives, and that makes me keep going. That I'm a little selfish on that, because that gives me happiness, and I would be more happy and happy and happy. So that keeps me going, and I will continue to do this until my last breath. Being a part of BHATT Foundation and supporting a global charity, all the donations, like HITESH handles all the healthcare portion, and I handle all this scholarship to the students who are in need, of supporting the students. But majority of these donations are we are partnering with all these manufacturing companies, and HITESH can explain that more on that how he already must have spoken, but he still can give a little bit more explanation on that. But I handle mostly education portion, and he can explain the innovation and hospitals and technology portion.
Thank you, Kim. So thus far, BHATT Foundation and humble and honor to privilege to work in multiple countries, and we have donated up to $10 million in in-kind gift. And this is just the beginning. We're working on GCP. We're working on innovations with other manufacturers. I'm focusing on cybersecurity. We're focusing on technology. I just have a request just came in from one of the hospitals in Ireland that they don't even have. They have somebody donated a building, but they don't even have the X-rays, technologies. They don't have anything. So now we need to figure out what's the best way to take the GE or Siemens or Philips technology, ultrasound machines, MRI machine, or CAT scans. So those are the things that BHATT Foundation is constantly searching out innovation way to improve the people who really need to improve their healthcare. By virtue of saying that, we also have to build a foundation to each hospitals, which is they have nothing. They have paper and pencil, and they have basic going back to antiquated technology. So I have to focus more on the scanners, barcodes, the video cameras, more digital technology. How can we at least have some sort of establishment so you can go back and have some sort of like a quantify to the ROI and look for the real records. So we provide server. We start with the server. We start with the laptops. We start with the Wi-Fi, and recently we just learned that the people are stealing. The equipment gets stolen. So now we got in the business of providing security cameras now. So and then just installing a couple of local hospitals in security camera, the theft decreased pretty much 1%. And people are returning those equipment back, and the hospital will call back and say, "Hey, you took the phone. Please bring it back." It's
Nice.
sad. So, but it is what it is. So my focus is not so much to say, hey, let's just let's go on the moon. Let's focus on the ground first. Let's build the infrastructures. Let's get our foundation solid. Let bring them to the 101, and then bring them to the 102 and 103 and 104 and 105. And that's the proper way to do it. Otherwise, is the technology will fail, or they will not. It's too advanced for them to take advantage of it. You know.
Very nice.
Thank you.
You guys are just amazing, I must say. BHATT Foundation is doing an excellent job, and you people as a young couple, I would say, is just tremendous. The energy that you have, the dedication that you have, the passion you have, I'm pretty sure you are going to go far, far, far ahead. And many more, millions of lives will get changed through you guys. Kudos to you. Dear viewers, this is that young couple who is dedicated to do something magical in the lives of people. I could definitely not relate technology transforming to that level where it would reach the masses in a very simplified form. And that's what they're doing here. And of course, when they do work as a team, I have another important guest here with me who's taking care of the entire operations of this BHATT Foundation. While this young couple travels, she also travels mostly. And in a team spirit, they are just bringing BHATT Foundation to next levels of competence and excellence when it relates to any nonprofit. We have Victoria Rose here right now. She is the executive director of the BHATT Foundation, and I will take a little gist of the story from her as well. Victoria, thank you so much for joining us here in It's My Story special, where there's a special story we're covering for BHATT Foundation.
Thank you.
And I want to know about your involvement with this young couple.
I actually got involved with the BHATT Foundation because I came to them looking for assistance on a project I was working on for a charity in Honduras, working with at-risk children. And we were able to do some amazing work for them, providing some technology, working to improve their lives tremendously. And once I saw what Hitesh and Kim were doing, I wanted to be part of it. And it's been wonderful. It's inspiring what they're doing.
Awesome. So have you traveled to different places with them?
We've traveled to Honduras. We have an upcoming trip to Ethiopia. And I will be on next year's schedule for sure, going to India.
Thank you so much, Victoria. Well, thank you so much, Mrs. Bhatt, and thank you so much, Mr. Bhatt. I am just very happy. I mean, this is my new episode where we have started to visit the places of inspiration. So your story is the story of inspiration where from the ground level we are exploring. And of course, I'm very excited now to explore more about a lot of things that I saw in your office. I would like to know about them as well, so that I can show my audience when you are at the ground level, what happens in a real story where the real inspiration is coming from an organization like BHATT Foundation. Well, my dear viewers, this office has a lot of important and inspirational things here inside. And as I spoke to Mr. Bhatt, and because the whole purpose of coming to his office was there is story attached to each and everything which is here. Let's begin with a little display here right now. If you look at it, there are a lot of things in display here. And I will ask Mr. Bhatt one by one about some important displays here. What story do they carry here? Mr. Bhatt, tell me something about this beautiful display here.
Thank you, Jyotsna. We are humble and proud to represent most beautiful island in Central America. It's called Honduras, Rotan. It considers Bay Island. Bay Island consists of 3 islands, Rotan, Utila, and Guanaja. I'm honored and humbled to have a Goodwill Ambassador's responsibility and roles to improve their educations and healthcare.
Wow, beautiful. And what is this Mahatma Gandhi sitting here with his charkha here?
So here's we were so humble and honored. The British Parliament and 6 months ago invited us to have Gandhi 150, our father of India, Global Gandhi Award 2019 in UK.
Oh my God.
And Kim and I, we had a humble honor and experience to participate with them, and then we accept it humbly.
Wow. So I see the House of Lords, and it was given at the same time?
It was the same time. That was hosted by House of Lords in London.
Beautiful. And what is this Policia Nacional?
So this is amazing. This is the police in Central America had a huge challenges, and we come up with we talk about the flashlights. We come up with the power issues, and we come up with all the innovation way to help them. So we were humbled to accept Central America and pretty much Honduras. This is their version of PBA card, that anywhere you go and they recognize you and they know it, and they gave me a lot of keys and they go by the keys. So this is a very prestigious award for us. They gave it to us to improve their innovations. We also working with Motorola and technology to have a two-way communications to provide all the island.
Excellent. I mean, beautiful. I mean, I see a lot of things here. This is what the beauty of coming to a workplace and explore every story here. We will again walk through certain other areas in the office here, because there are many, many important and inspirational things you'll find here. Innovative, of course, because of the technology, the inspiration that he provides, and this inspiration will come to you. Well, Hitesh ji, what is it all about this bike standing here in the office?
So Jyotsna ji, this is an amazing project. I'm excited about this. This is, when you go to island, you know, they have coral reef. They have such a, people use diesel, gas, petroleum to transportation. I want to do something different for the local people, for the students, for the teachers, for their local commuters, for the even police officer. You know, and even in Delhi, look at the smog and the pollutions, right? Can you imagine? We come up with this idea working with the manufacturer. It's got a very high performance batteries built into the frame, weight's very light, aluminum, and it has an 80-mile range of the battery, top speed 20 mile per top range. And it's designed to not to use pollution. It's got an ABS brake. It has Google driven, so geolocation is enabled, and it's got a Bluetooth helmet that you're holding that can change, you know, when you're making left turns or right turns, or you know, isn't it amazing?
It's interesting.
It's interesting. So this will save all the gas, the pollutions, and I mean, 80-mile range. If you're on a small island, you don't need to charge every day. You can last for them for weeks and weeks, and they can go to point A to point B.
And
that's one of the.
You don't. I mean, if you don't want to pedal, you don't want to pedal, because
you don't have to paddle. But the technology, the way it works, is as long as you paddle, the battery provides the power to the motor, and it stops running.
Wow.
As soon as you stop paddling, it actually slows you down to first gear, second gear, third gear. It's just kind of like a little reverse, and it gets harder and harder. So it slows down instantly. Wow. So you don't have to use pretty much anti-lock brake. Even brakes, we went back to manufacturers, said you need to have a really solid brake. You cannot just depend on the tires. So it's got the disc brake, titanium brakes. So those are the things that I'm looking for, and it has to be light, so you get the more RPM, you know, for the more ROI on the battery power.
Beautiful, interesting. Let's see if I have to take a ride, guys. I would be the cop in Honduras somewhere. And what's there in this? Okay, this says Others Clean Cook Stuff. What is this?
So I had a privilege to visit Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and I see all the people in the village. They cut the trees and wood, and they make the coal.
Right.
You know, and then they sell it for $2 and $5 for all the bushels.
Right.
So then I asked my friend here in the U.S., like, hey, do we have any product is available that we can buy and we can cut down the wood, use this almost 50%. So my good friend found this product made in Gujarat, India, and it really amazingly works because I have used it in my backyard. And it's amazing that it uses 60% wood, uses, and you can put a little charcoal in it, and it lasts almost like 12 hours.
Wow.
And
So it reduces pollution to a great extent.
And I'm more focusing on COPD because, you know, like when you have cooking old-fashioned wood-burning platforms, you have to constantly blow, you inhale the smoke.
Right.
You know, and it creates lung issues and a lot of breathing issues and COPD. So this is something I'm really sincerely believe this, that the African, each country, that they should take advantage of it.
Inspiring, wonderful.
Thank you.
This is good.
So Jyotnasi, we received the keys from the Honorable Mayor from Bay Island, in one of the islands, Utila, Troy Bodden, and we have the keys here. You can see this. We received it 2 years ago, and we're still working hard to requirement for health, goodwill ambassador to health and educations. And this is an ongoing process, and we're constantly evolving there. Then there was the other island, which is the most beautiful island. This is the island that Christopher Columbus, when he found America, went to this island to find the fresh water. This is the only island has natural waterfall that you can drink in the middle of the ocean. That is Guanaja. It's unbelievable. Guanaja does not have a road. Everyone commutes by the boats. And then the last but least, one of my favorite island, which is a destination of the #1 in the world, is Roatan. And the way it's spelled is Roatan.
So, Hitesh, I see a couple of more things here and very interesting. I would like to know about their story as well.
So we have received the amazing Board of Directors Award from the Honduras. We are building a school. We are educating a bunch of tons of girls and boys in
Very
Honduras. Then Cybersecurity Awards, we are so proud of it. Some of the global awards we receive, which is our trademark. And this is interesting. This is amazing. This makes me to get up in the 4 o'clock in the morning, constantly work on it. The most admired global Indians that we constantly work hard and we constantly, think in how can we do we talk about the workflow, how can we innovate, how can we work smarter, harder, use AI, 5G, and those are technology that I'm constantly evolving, working with the manufacturers and medical community to be integrated.
This is the beauty. The beauty of this place. When we came today, I had few questions in my mind because I had some information about BHATT Foundation, about this beautiful, energetic couple, a dynamic couple. But as we spoke to them, there were many more stories that unfolded. Stories that will stay with you now. I really cannot even remember the number of products, number of things that they, shared with me. They are an encyclopedia of wonderful work that they're doing. We wish BHATT Foundation great time ahead, great success, the philanthropic endeavors that they're taking, the work they're doing for people at large. We wish them great success, and we are very grateful for them for inviting us here. And we got the opportunity to know this organization very closely so that we can send the message to our audience, to our masses, the motivation that Hitesh Bhatt and Kamini Bhatt can provide through their story. And this is what It's My Story is all about. Well, we will keep you posted about our next episode, another inspirational story. Till then, bye-bye.